Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Oblong Polka Dots and my name is Kerr, and on this channel we talk about makeup, skincare, and beauty. So if that's something you're into, you've come to the right place. My skin is clean, it is prepped, it is primed. Also, I am not editing this video. I think that's just something I'm about to get into, y'all. So if you see it's not as polished as it has been, that's probably why. I have to go to work unexpectedly. It's Sunday. But that's okay. So I just figured I would take you along with me and whip up a face really quick before I head out the door. So I'm going to be using my Chanel, which one is this? The Chanel 362 Candeur a Provocation? This one. I'm going to use this one. There you go. Hope you can see it. And it looks like this. Take off the little, comes with a little plastic thing. This is what the palette looks like. I think it's going to be a nice fall look. And yeah, so I'm going to show you what I've been up to in terms of doing my makeup, because I've been doing it a little bit differently than normal. I used to put on my concealer after I finished my eyes, which I still kind of do interchangeably, but I think lately more consistently, I should say, I've just been putting this on first, finishing my eyes, and then blending it in. So I'll show you what I'm going to do. This is the Lancome Tainty Dole Ultra Wear All Over Concealer. I love this concealer so much, you guys. The color that I use is Suede W. I think it's like, I can't remember the number. Oh, it's 460 and then 09. So this is what it looks like. And what I do is, and it comes with a gigantic doe foot applicator. So if you go to pull this out, be careful, because like a little bit can splash and make a mess. But I do like this applicator because it's massive. And I just pull it down to about here, dip it back in, and then I do the same thing on this side. And then from there, I begin working on my eye makeup. And I'm not sure even why I started doing this. It just, I don't know. I think one morning I went to go do my makeup, because you know how you're not really awake in the morning, or at least I'm not really awake in the morning. And I was like, oh, oops. I'd already put on my concealer. So I was like, oh, well, I guess I'll just keep going. And then it just worked out better. So I'm going to grab one of these Laura Mercier Caviar Sticks. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, it's a caviar stick. This one is in Burnished Bronze. And I'll show you what the stick looks like. It's like this. I really try to keep my makeup relatively simple in terms of application, because I don't necessarily think that all the contouring and highlighting, like I've never really been into that. I mean, I own bronzers and contours and highlights, but in terms of an everyday look, it's just not my thing. So the reason I really like these caviar sticks is because they kind of work twofold. One, they add color to my lid and they don't crease. And then two, I can use them as a primer to lay down whatever shadow I'm going to be wearing. So it just kind of works out well that way. And then for my shadow, my same kind of process is to go and pop something in the center, and then my outer crease is always going to be darker, and then my inner crease is the lightest. So I kind of take it like from light, medium, dark, but my application is medium first, dark, and then I flip over my brush and I do the light. So that's what it looks like. So looking at these colors, you can kind of see which way I'm going to go with this. So this would be the darkest. These are the two lightest, so whatever they're going to be on the interior, and then that would be on the lid. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm just going to take a flat brush. This is one of the ones, I think, from Coastal Scents, which is now a defunct company. And I'm going to go here with this shade right here. So the name of the shades, by the way, are Clear, Medium. Oh, no, never mind. Ignore that. Never mind. I don't know what they're called. I think there's supposed to be a little card that goes with this, and it tells you like the different ways that you can apply the colors. Oh, and this is my first time using this palette, so we'll see how it goes. And normally what I do is I don't rub, I pat, because I feel like I get a higher saturation of color when I pat. And you can see I'm doing that right there all over the mobile lid. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Just packing it in so I can get some color on my lid. I'm not really super duper fancy with this, you guys. It's just kind of, I do what's easiest, and I feel like this is easiest for me. And then maybe a little bit more on this side. I don't think I need too much because the caviar stick is there, which is super duper convenient. See how that looks? Just like a nice wash of color right there on the lid. It's not too much. You see that? Now, so that was this color right here. Now I'm going to go in and work this color on the outer corner. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm using the same brush, same side, but now I'm just going into that darker color. I'm going right here. And I'm blending it in with the seam. So it's overlapping a little bit with the color that I just laid down a second ago. And it's coming to the outer corner, just like that. Meanwhile, this entire time, my concealer has been just warming up on my face. And I think that's what's making my concealer application that much easier. The trick is, though, when you guys do like a lot of packing, if you have a shade that falls out, it may not work so well. Because it will end up landing in your concealer, which defeats the purpose of the concealer baking on your face. So, you know, keep that in mind. This is a really nice palette. I like these colors. And there we go. See how that is? Dark on the outside, light. And now we're just going to go with the inner corner. So for the inner corner, I'm going to use this shade right here. I'm just going to take my brush and I'm going to flip it over. That's all I'm doing. Because I have a larger lid, I can kind of pack in the color using this brush. But if you have a smaller lid, just get a smaller brush to work on that inner corner. And again, I'm just patting it, not actually rubbing it in or anything like that. It's just patting. See that? You get that kind of ombre effect. I like that look. I think that it looks nice. So that's my standard. That's typically, if you see me, that's what it's going to look like. It's just a light, medium, dark. So I wasn't particularly careful with my application. As you can see, I'm just patting it on. And now I'm going to grab just a fluffy brush, like one of these deals. This one is from, where's this from? Morphe. It's a 330. And now the shape of my eyes are not the same, right? Nobody's are. They don't match. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just try and even it out by pulling this out and giving it a more almond shape. So I'm not adding any more color. I'm just pulling the color out. If you see, I'm pulling it in a line that goes out and not down. So it's almost like you have a little line here and you're tracing it. And it also helps to smooth out the edges so it doesn't look so harsh, like the tone is not harsh. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So I'm not necessarily following the contour of my eye because I'm, again, going in a straight line. And I'm pulling it towards the tip of my eyebrow. So the tail of my eyebrow is my guide. There we go. See how easy that is? Don't make it hard. You don't have to make it hard. It's not difficult. And then I'm just going to kind of go up a little bit. And then same thing on this side. Go up just a little bit. And that's it. Oops. All right. So now I'm going to grab my, what's that brush called? I'm in love with this brush, you guys. I ended up purchasing, I think, one for every day of the week. So I think I have 7. It's the Morphe M173 brush because it's super dense. And if you watch Wayne Goss, when he talks about blending in your concealer, he uses a dense brush. So he's the guru. I'm following him. He knows what he's talking about. And again, you can see I'm not like pulling it. I'm working it into the skin. I'm buffing because I believe that's what this brush is intended for. It's a buffing brush. And you can see how the concealer just kind of blends right in. I really like this stuff, you guys. It's so good. And I'll clean up all the mess here in just a minute. I tend to let the concealer follow through to my cheekbone right here, and I don't go below that. Can you see that? Because then when I'm done and I pop a little blush on top, it all blends beautifully. Same thing with this side. I'm just blending in right here to the top of my cheekbone. It's all going to melt in a minute, you guys, when I finish it up. You can still see the line here, but you can also see what I mean by how I just want it to go no further than where I would actually be laying down my blush, because those colors are going to work well together here in a minute. Just pull this up a little bit. All right, there we go. And then right here, just under my brow bone. Oof, guys, I think I need to pluck my brows a little bit. I'm not doing it today though. Not today. All right, so really quick, let's see. Right. All right, I think a little bit more here. Okay. Yep, that's good. See how that looks though? It's still glossy. It's fine. Don't worry about it. All right, so now I'm going to go in with a liner. I have one from Urban Decay. It's called Love Drug. It's this one, because I want to highlight that purple that I have going on. And typically when I'm doing my liner, I tend to tightline. So instead of putting it on the lid, I tend to go under, although sometimes I'll do it the other way. But I just feel like doing it this way makes my lashes look thicker. And then if you have a problem like kind of poking stuff in your eyes, what you could do is close your eye and then roll your eyeball up and just run the pencil along that way. And that way it doesn't like bother you. I don't know how to describe that. Okay, and then we'll do the other eye. There. And then right here, if you can see right there, I'm just going to go down a little tiny bit to kind of fill in that gap there. And I know a lot of people don't like to put the liner on the bottom, but I kind of like that look if it's not a dark color. So for example, I don't typically do this with black because I think that when I do that, it ages me. But with a brighter color, like something that has a nice high contrast compared to my skin, I'll do it. So like this purple. All right, so that's on there. And then next, I'm going to, let me set this down before I mess around and drop it. We're not doing that today. All right, so now I want to just throw on some kind of blush. Still working with my powdery products here. And then the setting spray I'll do in a minute, and then I'll finish with my mascara, and you'll see what I mean by how it's gonna like, you'll see, it'll melt together. All right, so hold on. Let's pick, I have this Bare Minerals Blonzer, B-L-O-N-Z-E-R, and this one is in Kiss of Rose. I don't think I've used this maybe but once or twice, if that. So let's see. I hope this is good. I'm gonna grab this brush from, who's this from? It's an RT4, oh, this is a blush brush. I think this is Real Techniques because it says RT400. Nice fluffy brush. And I'm just gonna go like this, like that, not picking up too much color. And I'm gonna start here and see how it lands on my face. Because sometimes with blushes, you guys, I just go a little bit overboard, like a little bit. See how I'm not going below that line? That's where I finished my concealer, and I'm not going to go below that because I want it to blend in with the concealer. And you'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute. Ooh, I like this color. It's pretty. Bronzer, huh? Very nice. All right. So that's on. Looking rather rosy. Like it. Okay, so now I'm going to trade out that, and I'm actually going to grab my powder. I have a finishing powder that I've liked using recently. It's from Sephora. It's the Micro Smooth. I have it in honey because I've had this powder before in 2 or 3 other shades, and I realized like it was too dark for me. But first, I'm going to use my tried and true. This is my Ride or Die. It's the Rimmel Instafix in matte. This one, I love this powder. As you can well see, I've been hit pan on this one. I've gone through a lot of these, but it's just a really good powder. So I'm starting here. Remember, I didn't put any kind of color or anything on the rest of my face. And if you notice, I'm going over everything else. And then when I go to use my setting spray, it's gonna blend it all in. You'll see what I'm talking about. See already how it kind of like has taken the gloss down a bit from all my moisturizers and everything else. Okay, so that's good. Set that down. And then let's see. Trying to keep everything organized and neat, you guys. So now I'm gonna go in with this finishing powder. So I set it first, then I finish it. And then after that, I'm going to spray my face with my setting spray. See, that's so pretty. Again, I'm going over the blush. And it just kind of helps to tone it down and blend it into the skin. So it doesn't look like it's going to be too much, right? It's just like just enough, not overboard. Okay, so this spray is awesome, you guys. It's amazing. I picked this up because Candace Victoria uses it all the time and her makeup comes out great. It's the Kryolan Ultra Setting Spray. I have the can version of this, the smaller can, because since the pandemic, they haven't had like the regular sizes, but I've already gone down, like I only have this much left, so I need to buy some more. It's very sticky. So if you are going to use it, and let's say you have your work clothes and stuff on, you should put a towel or something over you before you spray it so that it doesn't get on the rest of your stuff. And then whenever you do spray it, there's always going to be like that initial spray because this stuff is so sticky, it gets stuck in the nozzle. So what I recommend is give it one spray first and then do your regular spray. So like this. Whew. And it definitely smells like alcohol because it's alcohol based, but that's what's helping to set the makeup and keep it in place for hours and hours and hours. Okay, so that's drying, and it's not going to take long to dry either because like I said, it's alcohol based. Now I can put on my mascara. I know I'm out here looking wild like buckwheat, you guys, but I'll fix my hair in a minute. Okay, so now I'm using the Lash Princess from Essence. I love this mascara. It's fantastic. I need to open another one though because this one's about finished. And I'm just going to pop this on. Pop it on like that. Let's take it slow. What I really like about this mascara too is it does make it look like I'm wearing false lashes, especially if you tightline your waterline and it makes your lashes look thicker and then you throw the mascara on. I think it's very nice. It's very complimentary. Okay, so like that. And this, more of this. And then, you know how you grab your mirror and you look up, right? So when you're doing this part up here, you hold your mirror down. And then when you do the part in the bottom, you hold your mirror up. And then that way you don't run the risk of like making a mess with your mascara. I know I've mentioned this before in other videos, but I always feel like it's worth mentioning again. In case this is your first time coming to my channel, welcome. I'm glad that you're here. Hope you're doing well. Hope all of you are doing well. Okay? And if you also notice when I'm putting on my mascara, you guys, I don't keep like dipping it into the tube. I just take whatever's on it from the tube, like that first initial amount that's on the wand when I pull it out, and that's it. I really don't go back in and go hard and keep dipping it over and over again. What I got is what I got. Maybe do the top one more time. Deposit a little more up there. Okay. There we go. That's it. Just super basic, you guys. When I'm doing my makeup, I want it to be something accessible. I want it to be basic. I want it to be very easy to achieve because I don't have time for all that. Like, I'm not trying to be out here like that. I have stuff to do. Let's find a lip. I'm going off of my compass case. I know I have not done a compass case video in forever, but like everything that I need is packed in here for the week. So I can just grab from it. And that way I make sure to keep using and rotating my product because I have so much. I don't want to feel overwhelmed. So I just pack a little at a time. So I'm gonna do my lip. This is from Juvia's Place and the shade is Clay. I just got this. It's so pretty. And it's got that really beautiful kind of embossing there on the outside. So let's see. It's like a nice earthy brown. And it has a little hints of orange in it. Very nice. And it smells like candy. Very candy smelling. Super sweet. And then even though I'm applying that now, what I'll end up taking with me is just going to be a gloss because I don't know. I feel like I'm going to wear gloss today. Hold on just a second. Let me... Sorry, guys. Okay, so bonus here. Since I'm not going to be doing much to my hair because I really don't feel like it, I'm going to just try putting it up. I have not worn one of these in a long time. So if I look like I'm being super awkward, it's because I'm out of practice. So it's just one of those little bonnets that you can get online. It's not a bonnet really. Well, I guess it's shaped like a bonnet, right? But you take it and you put it on, you adjust it to where you want it. And then in the back of it, there's like these little strings or pieces of fabric. So then you take the fabric and you line it up, line your hair up as best you can, and then you take it and you wrap it around. So in the first wrap, you take it and you rotate it so that it has like a little, it looks like a knot, and then you pull it back and you do the same thing in the back of it. You rotate it, and that's what's going to keep it tight, right? So then you pull it back up, keeping your string flat, and you rotate it again. And for me and my big old head, that's probably as far as it's going to go. And then you just take it and you can tuck it in. And then that's it. So after you tuck it in, oops, try to tuck it in so it's not showing. So it looks kind of like it's actually wrapped. And let's see. Oops. Told you guys I'm out of practice with this. And then you can adjust it to however you want to make it look. And that's it. Now I can walk out of the house looking like I actually care without having put in too much work. I probably shouldn't say that, you guys. Sorry. Oh, hold on. I feel like my nose is leaking. It's from that powder and alcohol. Is that it? Look okay? Okay. I think that's it. Okay. this is the finished look, you guys. I hope that you liked this look. I hope that you have a chance to try out this Chanel. It's really a very nice shadow. I think that it goes on beautifully. It's very satiny, that kind of satin finish, so it's just boop, 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 done. As you can see, there was no fallout from it, so, you know, I think that it's worth the purchase, especially if you're going to use it. All right, that's it. That's all I got. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. I really appreciate your time. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.